Good morning, all of you. Welcome back to a course, Big Data Analytics and Business Intelligence. In last lecture, we discussed about various applications, latest domains of a big data, then the various sources of a big data, and what are the challenges which creates opportunity for you in the field of big data. So our today's topic is data analytics life cycle and data science project life cycle. So before discussing this, we have one more topic, that is big data tools. There are various tools are there available with the big data. So you can find different tools over here. ETL related tool is there, SQL related to database, then NoSQL database is there, MongoDB, Cassandra, HBase. Then we have Hadoop framework, which make use of MapReduce. Then in order to deal with a real-time data, Storm is there, Apache Drill is there, and for analytics purpose we can use Tableau, MicroStrategy. So here I just listed few tools which you can use in case of a big data. So our next main topic is data analytics life cycle. So in previous lecture we have started a topic called as a data analytics. So data analytics allows us to investigate or examine a huge amount of data, and by doing this we are going to examine a particular pattern. Okay, and this pattern can be useful for decision making. I have given you the example that in a particular class I found that particular student. Okay, I'm maintaining the log related to student, that what is the incoming time, what is outgoing time, how many lectures the student have attended. So from this data I come to know that particular student is getting late by 10 minutes on every Monday. So related to this I can take a particular action. So this is what a data analytics. You need to understand your data and you need to just extract some pattern which is useful and through which you can able to take a decision. So this is what a data analytics. Now here we are going to discuss data analytics life cycle. So we'll understand what are the steps involved in that particular process. So it's a process to understand data and apply the statistics to get the insight for business objective. The main thing is there, we need to satisfy the objective of a business, why we are using data science, why we are using business intelligence, why we are using data analytics, in order to satisfy the client requirement, business requirement is there. So it start from very first phase, that objective. We need to identify what is your objective behind doing the data analytics. For example, particular e-commerce company is there, so in that case their objective is to improve their sales. Okay, they want to improve the sale of their product. So this is what my objective which I have recognized. After that, next step is understanding the data. Now what do you mean by understanding a data? So once you very first step in data science project is data gathering. You need to gather the data from multiple sources. There are a number of techniques are there which we are going to discuss in the next slide. So there are a number of techniques are there through which you will gather your data. Once you gather the data, you need to understand it. Understand means what? You need to understand what is a format for data, how many attributes are there, how many rows are there in that particular table, what are the different values are there, what is the range of values will be there. So you need to understand your data, from where you obtain this data, whether it is authenticated one or not. So all this factor comes into picture in understanding a data. Once you understand your data, and you need to set the requirement that I want the data should be in this particular format, that should be finalized. After that, there is a process of data cleaning, or you can say data pre-processing. Data pre-processing or data cleaning is a step where you need to clean your data. That means what exactly you are doing, you are dealing with the missing values. There may be the case that in particular row some value is missing. For example, in case of suppose I am filling the data of a student, and in that case they ask for the local guardian. My student is going to fill up the registration form, and in that registration form student need to provide the local guardian. But suppose student didn't have any local guardian in the current city, so what he will feel that filled as a blank. So there are n number of reason that values are missing. So but while using the data we need to fill that value. So there are a number of techniques are there to pre-process the data. Then another thing is there, maybe outliers are there. That means suppose you are considering a particular attribute called as a gender, so in that case male and female is there, but suppose you find any another value, so we can say it is an outlier. So you need to find out the outlier, you need to remove the noise. So that thing is there. So this is what a data pre-processing. So data pre-processing is somehow again similar with the concept of data enhancement. In case of a data enhancement, what we are doing, we are bringing our data in a specific format. Generally our data set is in the CSV file, but whenever we are using it in our program, suppose we are using machine learning, so in that case we are taking it data frame with the help of pandas. So that may be the thing. So in data enhancement you need to improve the format of a particular data. Okay, you can add the value addition, means you will add some information, important information to your data set. So this is data enhancement. So data enhancement is little bit similar with the concept of data pre-processing, but here it is mentioned separately. The next one is data analytics. Once you gather the data, you clean the data. Now next thing is you need to perform a data analytics. Data analytics means what? You need to examine a data, you need to extract some kind of pattern. For that purpose maybe you are going to use different algorithm, different techniques you can use. You might have heard about data mining. In case of data mining, what we are doing, we are extracting some pattern from a huge amount of data. So in the similar way in data analytics, we are extracting some important pattern from a huge amount of data and providing it to the various organizations, so that organization can take their decision and improve their business. Then after analyzing this, next is data visualization. So just we have seen there are various tools which can be used for related to big data. So we have seen the tools related to analytics, that is Tableau is there, MicroStrategy is there. So by using MicroStrategy, by using Tableau, you can visualize your data in appropriate format. So see, I will give a simple example why data visualization is very important. Suppose I need to represent population data. So in that case, what is a better way to represent a population data? Suppose I need to compare population of our city from year 2000 in 2010 to 2020. So I need to show that data comparatively. So what will be the better way to represent the data? So obviously I am going to use the bar chart. By using the bar chart, I can easily show what is the population in 2010 and what is the population in 2020. So it will give me a comparative analysis. So I'm going to use a bar chart. Okay, so that is the thing. Visualizing the data in appropriate format is again important, and for that purpose you can use Tableau, MicroStrategy and so on. So in this way, this data analytics life cycle will work. Identify the objective, understand your data, perform data cleaning, that is what a data pre-processing, enhance the data, improve the quality of a data, then find out the pattern, then visualize the pattern with the help of various visualization tool, and finally take a decision. So this is what a data analytics life cycle. So this is what just explanation of this point. Now next one is data science project life cycle. What is the life cycle that you need to follow for any data science project? So very first thing is under a business understanding. Understand what is your problem statement, in which particular domain that problem resides. So understanding of business is very much important while starting project, okay, in data science. Suppose in this case we are going to take one case study related to diabetes prediction system. So I will explain the case study along with this particular life cycle. So very first is business understanding. So in business understanding, first of all I should know what is that business and what is the problem statement. Suppose in this case our problem is I want to design a diabetes prediction system. So obviously in this case the domain is healthcare domain. Okay, healthcare domain that I have identified. What is my objective? I need to design a system in order to just predict the diabetes. Okay, suppose I input the feature, I will enter some parameter, and based on this system can able to identify whether person is going to suffer from diabetes or not, whether that person is having diabetes or not. That means it's a classification problem. So that I understand here. So I understand what is a business. So business, or I identified a domain, that is healthcare, and I identified the objective. Next is data collection. So in order to build a model, in order to design a system, what I required a data set. So in order to collect the data set, you need to have multiple resources. Either you can get a ready-made data set which is available. Suppose a data set is not available, you need to contact to various hospital, you need to contact to particular doctor, through which you can collect your data. So generally data sets are available, but you can create your own data set. So you can use Kaggle for getting a data set related to various problems. So in data science project, next first thing is what we have to collect the data. We have to prepare our data set. Then data preparation is nothing but the data pre-processing or data cleaning. So in this case also involved exploratory data analysis. So exploratory data analysis involved data cleaning and data pre-processing. Just we have discussed in data cleaning or pre-processing, what we are doing, we are dealing with the missing values, we are dealing with the outliers, we are normalizing our data. That normalizing means what, we are bringing our data in the in particular range, say in the range of 0 to 1, we have to normalize our data. So this is what a exploratory data analysis and data preparation. Once you prepare your data, once you prepare your data set in an appropriate format, in once you are satisfied, next step is modeling. Now in case of modeling, you need to select a appropriate algorithm. Okay, see what is the difference between algorithm and model. When you train algorithm on particular data set, it gives you a model. So that is the difference between model and algorithm. Both are different, don't get confused. Algorithm, just like you in case of machine learning, decision tree is a algorithm, support vector machine is a algorithm, random forest is a algorithm. But what is a model? Suppose I apply decision tree algorithm in this particular diabetes data set, then I can say it is a model. So data modeling is again important. In this case you will select appropriate algorithm. See, every algorithm have its own pros and cons. Now depending upon the size of a data set, depending upon your problem statement, you need to select an appropriate algorithm. And after selecting it, you will need to start your training process, where you need to set a number of parameters, number of epochs, how many epochs you need to take, what optimizer you required, what loss function you need to use, what activation function you required. So a number of parameters you need to set for that, and you need to train your model. Once you train your model, next thing is model evaluation. You need to evaluate that particular model which you have generated, because accuracy is very important for thing. So that accuracy means that it is going to vary, the parameter accuracy is going to vary from problem statement to problem statement. In some problem statement accuracy is very important. In in particular problem statement, you might heard about confusion matrix. Confusion matrix involve true positive, false positive, false negative, and true negative. This kind of things are there, so it is going to vary from problem to problem. So once you develop your model, once you generated your model, you need to evaluate your model with respect to various parameter. So that parameter is going to vary from project to project, problem statement to problem statement. Somebody can use precision, somebody can use recall, somebody can use f measure. Okay, a number of metrics are there to evaluate a particular model. If you are satisfied, you found that whatever the parameter that you set, they are giving you the appropriate result. Next one is model deployment. But what if suppose you are not getting expected accuracy or particular parameter? So in that case again you need to start again from this data preparation. That means you need to check what is wrong in my data. Maybe you directly jump to data collection also. In data collection, maybe the case that your data set is small, so you need to increase the size of your data set. So in that case you will gather more amount of data. So that is also one of the factor that affect the accuracy of performance of the particular model. Then again something has to be wrong. You need to check that whether your data set is balanced or not. What do you mean by balanced data set and unbalanced data set? Suppose I have 1000 record, as it is a classification problem, okay, because I need to classify whether person is suffering from diabetes or not. So it's a classification problem. Suppose in my data set 1000 records are there. Out of this 1000 records, suppose 900 records representing the entry of diabetes and only 100 entries representing no diabetes. So in that case, suppose I am using the data set for training, so in that case my model mostly bias towards diabetic, means though that person is not diabetic, my model will give the prediction that person is suffering from diabetes. Why this is happening? Just because that in my data set I have most of the entries for diabetic person and only few entry for non-diabetic person. So in this case always it is recommended that your data set should be balanced one. So in that case I can take out of this 1000 I can take 600 for diabetes and 400 for non-diabetic. So in that case maybe the case that bias is low. Okay, so the n number of things will be there that your model is not going to perform properly. So in that case what you need to do, you need to check for size of data set. Also you need to check for data pre-processing. Again modeling, again you will start training of your data set. Again you will evaluate the accuracy or a performance evaluation of your model, and once you are satisfied you will deploy the model. So in order to deploy your model, so a number of techniques you can use. You can deploy by using Microsoft Azure, you can use Google Cloud, you can use AWS, okay, then you can use Flask, then you can use Django. So these are the various techniques or various ways available through which you can deploy your model, and then you can do the inference. Inference means what? We are providing the input and getting the output. So in this way you can start a project in data science. So this is a life cycle for any project. I have just taken an example of a diabetes prediction system. Similarly you can take any other example. So these are the steps that you need to follow. So I hope you understand what is life cycle that we follow in data analytics, as well as what life cycle we need to follow when we are implementing our data science project. So here I explain diabetes prediction systems. So I hope you understand. So here we'll stop. Thank you.